Hello everyone, it is Marc Berman from TV Media Insights. It is Wednesday, May 8th, and I would like to welcome you back to our daily video cast. Why don't we begin today with my clearing up a classic misconception historically about a certain series on television. On this day in 1984 was the wedding of Joni and Chachi on Happy Days. Now, everyone thinks that was a final episode of Happy Days, but it wasn't. There were actually 5 remaining half-hour episodes of Happy Days that ultimately aired that summer. So, Joni and Chachi got married 29 years ago, which is insane to me, but it wasn't the series finale of Happy Days. And also on this day, and in 2011, was the final episode of ABC drama Brothers and Sisters. It concluded after 5 seasons and 109 episodes. Now let's head to modern-day television, beginning with Chuck Lorre, the mega sitcom producer on CBS, is about to have his 4th sitcom on the network. CBS is expected to announce a pickup of a new comedy from Chuck Lorre called Mom, which will tell the tale of a recently sober, divorced, single mother trying to get her life together in Napa Valley, California. Now, Chuck Lorre also has 2.5 Men, The Big Bang Theory, and Mike and Molly. So chances are, my prediction is, Mom will end up Monday at 8:30 out of the final season of How I Met Your Mother in the fall. But CBS could decide to move either Mike and Molly or 2.5 Men. Mom can end up there, or if the network expands to a 4th hour of comedies, which has been talked about in recent years, it could ultimately end up in that hour. Now, if you think Chuck Lorre has the most number of sitcoms of any producer in the history of television doing comedy, not true. It is still Norman Lear. In his heyday in the mid-1970s, Norman Lear did, get this, he did All in the Family, Maude, The Jeffersons, Good Times, One Day at a Time. They were on CBS. He also had Sanford and Son on NBC. And in late-night first-run syndication, he had Mary Hartman. So Norman Lear still holds the crown, but Chuck Lorre with 4 comedies next season on CBS is certainly not shabby. Let's head to the weekly rating scorecard for the week of April 29th. With the exception of NBC, which continues to get a lift from The Voice, each of the broadcast networks, was down year to year. CBS was the most watched network, and CBS and Fox tied for first among adults 18 to 49. You know, the sad reality of this current TV season is it is probably the weakest I have ever seen in terms of new product. There is nothing new that broke out, and probably the show that deserves to be labeled the biggest new hit, because it really could stand on its own, was The Following on Fox, but it wasn't a huge hit, and most of the new shows did not work. I have updated ratings for you for the Kentucky Derby based on the live plus same-day data on Saturday. The Kentucky Derby averaged 16.2 million viewers. This was its 2nd most watched telecast since 1989, not shabby. Heading to cable, let's go to TNT. The cable network has announced a pickup of its drama pilot, The Last Ship. It has ordered 10 one-hour episodes, and I have a description for The Last Ship for you on today's newsletter and at our website at www.tvmediainsights.com. And if you haven't checked out our website, it is newly launched. It looks great. Please check it out. Over at Fuse, which is a cable network that is devoted to mainly music, it will introduce its first scripted series. It is called The Hustle. It is a half hour. It will debut on Wednesday, June 19th at 11 o'clock, and it tells the tale of aspiring artists who are trying to break out in the hip-hop world. Finally, coming up on the air tonight, we have the 2nd episode of ABC sitcom Family Tools. It got off to a slow start last week. Most new shows dropped 10 to 20% in week 2. I do not think Family Tools will be an exception, and I do not think it is going to survive. But I am predicting that recently introduced How to Live with Your Parents for the Rest of Your Life will be back for a 2nd season. That is fitting relatively well out of Modern Family. And that is our daily video cast from TV Media Insights on this rainy day in May, the 8th day of May. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll be back with more news about my favorite medium, television, tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone.